Okay, please be seated. And can I have my screen? Thank you. So good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's service. And I think it's probably one of the most wet October I've experienced in Sacramento. I was in Portland, Oregon for 6 years, so, Portland is much more wet. But I feel like today's weather reminds me of the Portland. And as many of you can imagine, I'm a little sad that the Seattle Mariners lost. And, it was so close being their very first World Series. But for now, they still hold the distinction of being the only team in Major League Baseball who has never made it to the World Series. And this actually reminded me of something from Japan. There is a prefecture called Tottori, and Tottori Prefecture used to be the only prefecture without Starbucks. And they even turned it into an advertising slogan saying we are the only prefecture in Japan who doesn't have Starbucks. But about 10 years ago, their first Starbucks finally opened, so they cannot use the advertisement anymore. So in the same way, even though it's not exactly a title to be proud of, Seattle can still claim the only team that's never gone to World Series. And hopefully someday soon, they'll be able to let go of the, unfortunate or, it's not a really good title. So anyway, today is the last Sunday of the month, so question and response. And I am planning to respond to a question. Can humans obtain enlightenment during their lifetime? And I thought this is an interesting and good question. So let me try to respond to this question today. So first of all, what do we mean by enlightenment in Buddhism? Right? That's a really key question here. But before I get into that, let me start by answering this question directly. And then answer is, yes, it's possible. Yes, it's possible. And the best example of that is the Shakyamuni Buddha himself. He was a human being, just like you and me. But through years of rigorous practices and deep insight, Shakyamuni Buddha, or Prince Siddhartha, awakened to the truth and became Shakyamuni Buddha. So we can say that human beings can attain enlightenment. But in a sense, this question is kind of like asking, can my child play in Major League Baseball, NBA, or NFL, right? If they have the talent, maybe, right? But it's not just about natural ability. They also need something even more important, the kind of determination that keeps them training day after day, no matter what, in the rain, sunny, doesn't matter. So take Ichiro, for example. When he was in elementary school, he had already decided to become a professional baseball player. So after school, while his friends were out playing, he spent every day practicing baseball. So that kind of focus, discipline, and lifelong commitment, that's what it takes to become a true professional. So coming back to our topic, if someone has the capacity and the determination, then yes, it is possible to attain enlightenment in this very lifetime. Then, what is enlightenment actually about? So traditionally, the Buddha's awakening has been explained through what's called 12 link of dependent origination. And I will not go into too much of the detail here. You can easily find what 12 link of the dependent origination are in, if you Google it. So, you can study online. So I will not talk about this in detail. But because of ignorance, we act in body, speech, and mind. These actions create attachment, and attachment gives rise to suffering because life doesn't always go the way we want it to. So this is the basic idea of the 12 link. And if we reverse the process, when ignorance is eliminated, attachment and suffering also disappear. And when suffering disappears, one is released from samsara, meaning the endless cycle of birth and death. That's what Buddhism calls liberation or moksha, and it could be also considered as nirvana. So in short, enlightenment means becoming a being who no longer resolves in the cycle of birth and death. And in the process of realizing that, one comes to truly understand the law of dependent origination, that all things arise and pass away through causes and conditions. But then comes the big question. How do we actually reach this enlightenment? How can we reach the enlightenment? So in traditional Buddhism, practitioners would first observe the precepts, purify body and mind, calm the heart through meditation, and through that stillness, gain the wisdom to see things as they are. Then, that's easy to say. But as all we know, it's not easy to do. There's a saying, easier said than done, right? And it's really true. So as some of you know, I practice Chinese martial arts named Yin Jiao Fan Zi Chuan, or Eagle Claw Fist. And here's a performance by my teacher's teacher, Master Benson Lee, from his younger days. I hope you can watch it. It's moving, right? Okay. No sound, though. So everybody who practices Eagle Claw dreams of moving like him. He's amazing. He's really amazing. I know this form too. So I can perform this form, but I cannot perform like him, right? The one kick you saw in the beginning is called twin kick. You have to jump and then throw the leg and slap it. That's the most difficult kick in our tradition. So this was the form called a great hero form, and he does it really, really well. And intellectually, I know that I need to relax and not use too much force into the punches and kicks. But in reality, easier said than done, right? it takes years and years before the body truly understands what the mind thinks it knows. And this reminds me of Bodhisattva Vasubandhu. So can I have my slide up again? Vasubandhu, whose image we can see hanging in our temple's Onaijin, one altar area. Can you tell which one? No? Bodhisattva Vasubandhu. Yeah, I see some people saying that way. That's correct. That's correct. So far left from you, you see 7 people on the scroll, right? 2 top one, they are from India, named Bodhisattva Nagarjuna and Bodhisattva Vasubandhu. And this is Bodhisattva Vasubandhu. And he was a brilliant scholar. No one could win a debate against him. And he was said to have written 1,000 treatises. So his intellect was absolutely remarkable, right? But his direct disciples left behind an interesting comment about Vasubandhu. So Vasubandhu was a bodhisattva on the ordinary stage, but he was a person of great intellect. In other words, while his mind was sharp, his spiritual realization hadn't yet gone beyond the stage of the ordinary being. So he could understand everything logically and express it beautifully, but perhaps the deeper meditation or realization, the part that transforms one's whole beings, did not come easily, even for Bodhisattva Vasubandhu. And that's why I find it so moving that Vasubandhu wrote the treatise on the Pure Land, expressing his wish to be born in Amida Buddha's land of bliss. So, you know, the word Bonbu means ordinary beings, refers to people like me, people full of afflictions, who get upset or frustrated when, you know, your favorite team loses, right? For being like us, Vasubandhu revealed a path we can actually walk. That is the path of Amida Buddha's primal vow, which he described with these words. When one encounters the power of the primal vow, no one passes by in vain. So we may not attain enlightenment in this very life, but when this life comes to an end, through Amida's working, we are born into the Pure Land, the realm of enlightenment. And there we attain the supreme awakening of Buddhahood. So as I said at the beginning, the answer to the question, can we attain enlightenment in this life? The answer is yes, but it depends greatly on one's capacity and conditions. For people like me, who are ordinary beings, it may not be possible in this lifetime, but through the power or working of Amida Buddha, we are guided to be born in the realm of enlightenment, where we awaken to the same enlightenment as the Buddha. So this is the path revealed by Shakyamuni Buddha in the 3 Pure Land Sutras, and it is the path the 7 Pure Land Masters and Shinran Shonin walked. So this is the path that opens the way even for ordinary people like me. So this is what is really important in Jodo Shinshu tradition. So question to the answer, yes, we can, but we have to see our conditions, qualities, and because we are ordinary beings full of afflictions, through the power of Amida Buddha, we are able to attain enlightenment in the realm of enlightenment itself. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to answer the question. And if you have any questions, there's a box. You can write the question and put it in, or there's online, to submit the question too. So either way works. And any question is okay. Which years Seattle Mariners you like, or that kind of question is okay too. But anyway, so thank you very much, and please join me in Gassho. Please put your palms together. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu.